Absolutely, just taking us to 20 minutes to the hour of 1 o'clock, and finally in the studio, Cynthia Rothrock. Welcome to the studio.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice to have you here, and of course, I met you last night for the first time in Bangkok, and it was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great little party.
We had a little bit of a blast, and we had a little bit of an interview together, but you had a bit of a tickle, didn't you?
I did, in my throat.
I mean that in a nice way.
Yes, I know, a tickle in my throat. And I haven't had one, I can't even remember when the last time I had one was, years ago.
You had a tickle in your throat.
Yeah,
I had a spell of laughing, but it was great. Now, what brings you to Thailand? Well, I mean, what brings you over here now?
Well, I'm here shooting a movie called White Tiger. Be here maybe about a month, and we're shooting like all over the place. We just came back from the National Forest. We're shooting up in caves there, so we're shooting at waterfalls. So the locations are great. So and it's exciting for me because I haven't done a film since 2004. And I'm getting back into, doing pictures again. So it's an exciting time.
Now, one guy that I did meet last night in Bangkok, of course, was TOBY Russell, who is, of course, the son of Ken Russell.
Yes,
And TOBY told me about, the old days back in when he was... actually, he told me how he started, basically. He had the mumps, he had a Bruce Lee magazine. He loved the Bruce Lee magazine and said, I want to do, basically fighting films, kung fu films or whatever. That's how he got into it. I mean, how did you get into it?
Well, I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and my girlfriend, I was 13 years old, and her parents were studying martial arts. She wasn't, but her parents were, and I would, on Sunday, they owned a health club, and we would go down and just kind of like mess around down there while they were cleaning the equipment, and I would watch them practice, and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I want to try that. So that's actually, they went up to red belt, and then I just kept continuing.
You just kept on and on and on.
Yeah.
And, of course, what I did find absolutely great last night when I was chatting to you is, of course, when you was picked out to go into the movies, of course, you wasn't supposed to be there. It was a bunch of guys going, and you girls sort of went along as a backup, and they ended up picking you. Is that right? Yeah,
Yoon Kwai, who's a famous director now, was there, and they were looking for a Caucasian Bruce Lee. That's what they were trying to develop. And I was on the West Coast demonstration team, which was a premier demonstration team. We traveled all over the place, so they knew that the guys were really good. So they said, bring them down to audition, and they said, should I bring the girls? And they went, yeah. So we went down, and we all did form, fighting, self-defense, weapons, and then they said we're going to go with the girls. So the whole team was like, why'd you bring the girls?
So you was picked out.
I was picked out of everybody. Yeah.
And you had a big smile?
I did. I was all excited. I was like, oh my goodness, because it wasn't something that I was pursuing. It just fell into my lap.
So after being picked out from all the guys and they pick out this great girl who's got all the moves and that, I mean, what was your first role?
My first role was Yes, Madam with Michelle Yeoh. In Hong Kong, and I went by myself. I didn't know anybody there. I was thinking of Enter the Dragon. I'm on the airplane. I'm going to go to Hans Island or something. I had no idea. Yeah. I was thinking I was going to do a period film where I'd have Chinese clothing on. They'd put my hair in braids. I'd have razor blades in them. I'd be fighting with it. That was my interpretation of what a Hong Kong movie was. And they're like, no, you're a cop from England. And I was supposed to be there 4 months. That's what my contract said. And that film took 7.5 months to shoot.
Now, in the rankings, I'm playing the person here that doesn't know about it. I mean, where in the fighting rankings have you sort of got to now? I mean, what is your status now?
Well, at that time, I had a goal that I wanted to compete 5 years in form and weapons and then retire. And during that time, I've competed probably, well over, 700 times, and I never lost. I was number one every single time. So I thought after 5 years, that would be a record that nobody could beat, because there are people that say, oh yeah, I've been champion for 6 years, but they've lost a lot. So I never lost. And on my last 5th year is when I did Yes, Madam. So I was flying back and forth to the States because I was like, I have to retire, 5 years in a row, undefeated ever. So that's that happened. And then when I did my first movie, I thought I would just do one movie and that would be it. And Yes, Madam was a huge success worldwide. And then they offered me another one, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I signed a contract. So then I just thought, oh, this is going to be exciting. I'll have my picture on a poster. Someday I could show my kids and say, look, your mom was in a movie. I really didn't know that my whole life would turn into being
what
a
it has turned into. Now, I was speaking to TOBY last night, and TOBY said to me, going back to the old days, basically everything was done in Hong Kong. Yeah, and I mean, now, of course, they're using Thailand for backdrops. They're using Thailand for the guys who they pick out, stunt doubles, skills, and the guys that, I mean, basically in Thailand they're taught the arts, aren't they? So it's sort of it's a good crop, isn't it, for a film? White Tiger, I mean, basically Toby was saying in the old days he used to rent out the cinema. Yeah, and show the movies at night time, and it used to fill the cinemas. Yeah, where do you see now today the movies that like Toby's making now? Do you think they're going to come back? Do you think it's like a full circle?
Yes.
Is it are people sort of tired of all this computer stuff, and they just want to see the real raw deal?
I think so. Action movies were really popular in the 90s. Then they kind of went down, and then we got into the Hollywood action movies, with the CGI and all the stunts. But I think, if you have good action and you have actors that could really do it, and you have a good story, it's going to come back. Because for me, I don't like watching all that stuff. Yeah. I like, watching real people do real martial arts, because that's the most impressive to me. And I could always tell, oh, they didn't do that. That's a stunt double. I'm always like analyzing things when I see it. So I think it's a time now that people want to see action worldwide, and we'll see a lot more pictures. And I think the thing is we have to do better pictures, because that's what kind of killed it, because everybody thought back in the 90s, oh, we'll just do a real low budget and we don't care about the script.
Well, they used to do in the olden days. I mean, the low budget films, they used to be sort of churned out every week, didn't they? And of course some of them caught on.
And then people get tired of it, so I hopefully that it'll come back on a trend, though, that where we're doing really good movies, not just like, let's just, put together something and make a quick buck, on it. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully, it'll make a comeback in a big way, and people will appreciate that. And in the studio, it's getting crowded in here, actually. We've got Cynthia in here now, we've got Mark in here, and we have got Virginia.
Gotta love her. With the Scandinavian restaurant down there on Beach Road, has the greatest parties and dances every weekend.
And I believe she's got a bit of a party tonight, hasn't she?
She does. She's having actually for the film, she's having White Tiger night tonight, where we're going to have salsa dancing and lots of great things going on for the film. So it's going
to be good. And Virginia, we're going to be Scandinavian bar, yeah? Scandinavian bar. And where is that, Mark? Cynthia, you talk to me. Are you going tonight?
I am. I'm going to be there.
Forget that.
I'm excited. I want to learn some salsa.
They're having a domestic.
But don't ask me where it is, because this is my first time in.
Can you do salsa?
I want to learn how, though. Yeah.
If I come down, will you have a dance with me?
I sure will. Because you know what? Oh, good. Then I might be a little better than you.
You should see the girls dancing down there. They're the hottest ones around. And Virginia right here, she is the best.
Virginia, you can come onto the microphone and say hello to me. Say hello, dear. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon.
It's okay. Welcome to 105, and welcome to the studio down here in Pattaya. Now, you're down at the Scandinavian bar, yes? Which is where?
It's at Soi 5 Beach Road.
Okay.
North Pattaya.
Okay, and tonight you've got a party for the people that are involved in the White Tiger movie, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and that's kicking off at what time?
We start 9, but most people come at 10, and then we finish at around 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Or whatever time people leave.
Yes.
And you're going to do a bit of salsa in tonight, I believe.
Yes, we actually do the salsa every Friday and Saturday night.
Right, now Cynthia just said you can't really salsa too much, can you, Cynthia?
Well, I haven't learned yet. I think, it's funny, is one of the things that I want to do is be on Dancing with the Stars, but I'm like so petrified, because I've never really done it, but I like it, and I really want to do it. But I think I'd be a fast learner.
She's going to do it tonight.
What do you reckon, Mark? Do you reckon Cynthia's going to be good at the moves?
She's going to be fantastic. Have you ever seen her move?
Well, if Cynthia's never done it before, and I haven't done it before, I mean, if we get together and have a go, we're going to be absolutely rubbish. Don't worry about it.
There you go. You could film it and put it on, and it'll be a comedy for people to see.
Yeah, this is not how to do salsa.
Yeah.
Now Mark can do it, because I've seen Mark do it. He's a bit of a salsa man. He's got some moves. This guy has.
Well, I'm learning. And this last week I was with this young lady here at her place, and she has some of the best dancers down here that will just help you dance. And you come in and you want to dance, they'll dance with you and make you feel good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, talking about last night, let's just fly over to Bangkok for a second. Last night, can you just between Mark and yourself, just tell me some of the guys were there, and just give me a little bit of insight to some of the people there, if that's okay, Cynthia?
Yeah. Well, some of the actors was Matt Mullins, who is Taekwondo, and he's also a wushu stylist. He's done a few films before. And Don Wilson, who has done probably over 40, Don the Dragon Wilson, 40 movies, and kickboxing champion. He's still fighting at 57.
Wow.
So, and Joe Louis, who is a grandmaster, very well respected. He started off in movies. He's done films, and then he's also a kickboxing champion, he's doing. This is like his 7th film.
When I spoke to Ken, I think he said that. I think he was talking about Joe Louis. He said he met Joe Louis when he was about 8 years old or something, and he said he was like his idol.
He's a legend. He's an absolute legend.
Yeah, and to meet him last night.
Yeah, and Matt Mullen, she talked about, who's one of the main stars of this movie, was starring in the Mortal Kombat series. He actually did 3 Mortal Kombat movies. He was on the Discovery Channel, Extreme Martial Arts, which was very, very popular in the United States and all over the world. Don the Dragon Wilson is undisputed kickboxing champion of the world. The guy has won more than anybody else has ever won. He was one of the first to come to Thailand and win a Westerner, winning in here in Thailand for the first time.
Have these guys ever been together before in sort of in the same place or?
No, not this particular group. So it's kind of exciting because you have a lot of like martial art greats in this film, and it's fun for them. It's fun for Don, and Joe to hook up together.
When you decided to get into martial arts, I mean, who did you look up to? I mean, who was your sort of idol?
Jackie Chan was my idol. I used to study Ying Jiao Pai, which is Eagle Claw in New York City, and every Sunday after class, my teacher would take us to Chinatown and watch movies, and I would see Jackie Chan movies, and he was like my idol. I would just watch him like do these phenomenal moves, and I would go home and practice them all the time, So I always thought, wow, God, it'd be fun to be in a picture with Jackie Chan, and I almost did. I never was. I was going to be an Armor of God, and I was going to be the villain against him, and that's when he got hurt and he had brain surgery, so he didn't shoot for a couple of years then, and then they put me in Righting Wrongs with Yuen Biao.
Is there anybody, taking you back over your time, is there anybody that you thought to yourself, I must work with them, and you ended up working with them? Is there anybody that stands out in your mind that you wanted to work with, and basically you ended up doing a film with them?
No, I'm still thinking I would still like to work with Jackie Chan. I'd like to work with Jet Li as far as martial artists go.
Okay.
So I still have. I would like to work with, but I've been blessed to have worked with some phenomenal like martial artists in all the movies I've done. Working like with Sammo Hung, Corey Yuen Biao, Richard Norton.
So you've still got massive ambitions.
Oh, always, yeah. I
you
always
like ambitions.
do.
You're not running out of steam. You've got loads of ambitions.
Oh, never, no. That's what my life is about.
So what does the future hold for you, Cynthia? I mean, where do you see yourself going?
Well, I think I'm back into the films. Doing films again. I'm in the process of writing a book, which is kind of a comedy biography. I also teach a lot of seminars.
Put the tickling in.
Huh?
Put the tickling in the book.
The tickling in the book. I will.
Make sure that's
I will, saying yes. When I did my Bangkok interview. I do seminars like for martial arts schools all over the world. So I teach. I have a partnership in a studio in Studio City, California. So
busy,
it's a lot of
busy.
things. Yeah, it is. It's very busy. Plus, I have a 12-year-old daughter that I'm taking care of. So life is.
Is she into it herself? I mean, is she started to do the martial arts herself? Are you pushing her that way, or are you just letting her decide for herself?
Well, I tell you, I started her when she was 5. And she wouldn't listen to me, because I was just mom. She'd say, I'm doing that, and I'm like, okay. So then I had her train with a friend of mine, and then she kind of lost interest, and I didn't want to force her to do it. And then as she got older, I taught at her school so she could take my class, and which she did, and she was very good with it. And I still want to get her back into it, but she's like, I don't want to be you, Mom. And I'm like, no, you could never be me or you. But I said, you know what, whatever. I don't care what you do with the martial arts, but I want you to learn how to defend yourself. So I'll like throw things at her, or I'll say, what would you do if this and that? So she's very aware and she's very alert of what's going on.
But you're still mummy at the end of the day, remember, and she's not going to listen to you the same as you'll listen to Mark or somebody.
I have to tell you a funny story. We were at her school, and I also do photography. So I did all these pictures for this new school so I could get in, and they said, thank you to Skylar's mom, who is a famous action star. The little boy goes next to her and goes, wow, I didn't know your mom was Jackie Chan. And she turns around and looks at him and goes, Jackie Chan's a boy.
and
true.
I think everybody out there, if you don't know what Cynthia looks like or who she is, just jump on Google right now and look up Cynthia Rothrock, and you'll be amazed at what you're going to find there, because she's absolutely drop dead beautiful.
I think she's better in the flesh.
Yes, she is.
Absolutely. Your pictures are gorgeous, but in the flesh you're even better. That's what I say. Okay, stay with us on 105. We'll come back and we'll do one more segment.
Come on, come on.
Just taking us to 9 minutes past the hour, 1 o'clock. Goldfinger's in the studio and ready to go. There's Eternal for you and stay. But people that can't stay are people that are in the studio and they've got to kiss us and say goodbye very, very soon. Now, I'm going to get this right or he's going to give me a bit of a slap. Mark Gerry is in the studio. Virginia's here. And, of course, Cynthia, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Have you enjoyed your sort of your 5 minutes of fame in my studio?
Yes, I have. I'm going to remember it forever.
Without the laughing and without the tickling. Now, Mark, tonight, just to remind us what's happening tonight and where it is.
Yeah, well, we're going to be down on Beach Road, Soy 5, at the Scandinavian restaurant. We're having a party for the movie, and Cynthia's going to be there, and she's going to be dancing salsa and meeting with some of her fans and enjoying the great times at that place.
Great, and of course, hopefully we'll get down there from 105 and join you and try and have a bit of a salsa together. Now, White Tiger, the filming ends when, Cynthia?
It ends on the 25th.
Okay, so you're here until the 25th and go back after that, are you?
Yeah, I leave the 26th.
So it's 26th, and hopefully we're going to catch up with you guys down on the set of White Tiger.
You guys are definitely going to be exclusively down there with us.
Can we be any? Can we be in the background?
You never know. You never know.
Come down, we'll put you in there.
We do need a couple dead people on the floor.
I did like you. I make a good tree, though. I can play a good tree.
Oh, we could kill you if you want to be killed. We can have a stunt double for you.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? And of course, Virginia, we'll see you tonight down at the Scandinavian Bar. Thank you very much for coming in the studio. Mark Gerry, thank you very much. It's always nice to see you, buddy. And you know you're welcome down here at 105 anytime.
And I'll be back.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
Cynthia, thank you very much for joining us in the studio today. And I will see you tonight with my shoes and my flares on, ready to do a little bit of salsa.
Okay.
Yeah.